Shocking surprise. LJ and Paulo's child reunited. Is Kim part of the moment? JP and Gil, emotional encounter with KimPau. Hi there, welcome to Celeb Buzz, the hotspot for everything celebrity. From red carpet reveals to behind the scenes drama, we've got the buzz you crave. If you love staying in the loop, hit subscribe, tap that bell, and share the love with your friends. Let's dive into today's celeb scoop. A new wave of intense speculation has taken over online discussions after claims surfaced involving LJ Reyes, her child with Paulo Avelino, and a supposed reunion that may have also involved Kim Chiu. The story quickly gained traction, not just because of the personalities involved, but because of how sensitive and personal the situation appears to be. The phrase, "Binyalaga lahat," perfectly reflects how unexpected the claims felt to many. A reunion involving family members, especially when tied to widely followed public figures, naturally draws attention. But what made this particular narrative even more intense was the suggestion that Kim might have been present during such a moment. That single detail shifted the story from simple reunion news into something far more layered and emotionally charged. To understand the weight of this, it's important to recognize that LJ Reyes and Paulo Avelino share a real-life history through their child. Any mention of reunion involving them already carries significance. Adding Kim Chiu into that scenario introduces a completely new dimension, one that naturally leads to curiosity, speculation, and strong reactions. However, as the story spreads, one critical point must be emphasized. There is no confirmed information verifying that such a reunion, including Kim's presence, actually took place. Much of what is circulating appears to be based on interpretation, assumptions, or incomplete details. In situations like this, it becomes easy for narratives to expand beyond what is factual. Another part of the buzz involves mentions of JP and Gil, with claims that emotions ran high during an encounter with KimPau. Without clear identification or context, these references remain ambiguous, yet they have still contributed to the overall sense of intrigue. Words like Madam Damon suggest an emotional meeting, but again, without verified details, these descriptions should be approached carefully. Social media reactions have been intense and divided. Some fans are deeply invested in the possibility, trying to piece together how such a reunion could have happened and what it might mean. Others are more cautious, pointing out the lack of credible sources and urging people not to jump to conclusions, especially when the topic involves family and children. For Kim Chiu, being linked to such a sensitive narrative highlights one of the challenges of public life. Even unverified claims can quickly become widespread, placing her at the center of conversations that may not be grounded in confirmed reality. For Paulo Avelino, the situation is equally delicate, as it involves both his personal life and his public image. The involvement of LJ Reyes adds further complexity. As a respected figure in her own right, any narrative involving her and her child deserves careful handling. Speculative or exaggerated claims risk misrepresenting real relationships and personal circumstances. What makes this story particularly sensitive is that it touches on real people and real family dynamics. Unlike performance-related news or public appearances, this kind of narrative goes beyond entertainment, it enters personal territory. That's why it's important to distinguish clearly between confirmed updates and circulating rumors. At this stage, what can be said with certainty is limited. A story has spread suggesting a reunion involving LJ Reyes, Paulo Avelino, and possibly Kim Chiu. What remains unconfirmed are the details, the context, and whether the event actually occurred as described. In fast-moving online environments, emotionally charged topics often gain attention quickly, but clarity tends to come later, if at all. Until credible sources or official statements provide confirmation, any strong conclusions would be premature. For fans, the best approach is to remain engaged but cautious. It's natural to be curious, especially when the story involves figures they follow closely. But when it comes to personal matters, especially those involving family, responsible discussion becomes even more important. In the end, while the headline may sound dramatic and the reactions intense, the reality is still uncertain. The story continues to evolve, shaped by speculation and interpretation rather than confirmed facts. And as the conversation continues, one thing stands out. Not every viral moment reflects reality, but every reaction shows just how deeply people are invested in the lives of those they follow. That's the latest from Celeb Buzz. If you enjoyed the scoop, smash that like button, subscribe for more star-studded updates, and don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss a beat. Share this video with your fellow celeb fans, and we'll see you in the next buzz.